Guess what? We are live! Hey everybody! Chef Eric Eisenbud here, the Grateful Chef. Once again, playing in the kitchen with Chef Eric. Thank you for joining us each and every day, several times a day, every Wednesday night when we do our show. Whenever you get to see what we're doing here, and that is cooking live. Us, we, together. I'm not in this alone. It is me, it is Lynn, the producer, the camera woman, and the wind beneath my wings, who is here making sure everything goes smoothly. Tried to get on a little earlier, but the Vimeo people were having an issue, so we weren't able to, but we came back and they are fixed. And we are ready today. I don't know if you guys have seen this video. I don't know if you've seen videos from this guy. It is Master Chef John. His name is Zheng, Z-H-A-N-G. He is an Asian chef. He is a master Asian chef, and he does these videos. No talking, that's my job, but amazing videos making incredible Chinese food. I have learned so much from him, and I want you to check him out. So I saw this recipe for Chinese spiced jerky, beef jerky. So right away I said I got to make this. In fact, I posted it. I got to make this, and today I got to make this. So we are going to do that. A couple of components. I'm going to get it to a point where it then simmers for an hour and a half. So we'll do it until that point. Then we'll come back after the hour and a half and we'll talk about next steps and what it looks like. And I'm really very excited about it.
I see Jelenia Taylor out there. He said, "Hey, I'm here, bro."
What's up, Big D? Might want to add this to your menu. Not barbecue, but it's meat. We love meat. Okay, so here's what we've got here. This is a beautiful eye of round. I don't do much with this. People make roast beef out of it. You know, you can slice it for sandwiches and stuff like that. Yeah, but I was very happy to see that this is the cut he used because it's relatively inexpensive. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this. We're going to slice it, and we're going to cut it into batons, about this long, right? So it's very interesting. And on Chef John's video, someone was giving him a little slack, like, "Oh my God, he cut it with the grain." We all know we cut meat against the grain. You can see the heavy grain in this cut of meat. Hopefully you can see it. You know, you can see it. We are actually cutting it, hold on, with the grain, because this is like a jerky. But we're braising it for an hour and a half, so it will be tender, I am assuming. So I'm going to cut it with the grain in about 1-inch slices, just like Chef John did. Right down. So, I'm going to go one more. Of course, I am being true to the cuisine and using my cleaver. And there we go. So now we're going to take each piece and we're going to cut these into 1 inch approximately and cut batons like so. And you know what I'll do is I'm going to cut, want to make them pretty even, so I'm going to cut this little piece off and I'm not going to use it. So beautiful. So I can get 2 nice ones out of it.
I see Ephraim out there. He said, "Hey, guys."
Hey, what's up, Ephraim? Cutting meat with the grain. It's awesome. Very interesting. This one's a little uneven, so I'll use that for grind. I'll grind it up later. Check my oil temp. Almost there. Bringing my oil up to 390.
I'm glad you're remembering to look at the oil because I keep forgetting to tell you.
It's okay. Again, a little flat, not optimal for this recipe. We'll use it for something else.
Can we grind it for burgers or something?
Yes, there's not a lot of fat in this, and it's a pretty tough meat, so it'll be all right. All right, beautiful. So this is what we have, our baton. And what we're going to do now, we're heating the wok to 390. So Lynn, you're going to want to come over here.
Okay. I see Mo out there too.
Who?
Mo?
Hello, Mo. What do you know? Mo is a Instagram sensation lately with his late night chats with guys in the cigar industry. All right, so we're almost there. I'm at 360, and we turn the heat up just a little bit. And we are simple. We're not going to season this or anything. We're simply going to fry them. So I want to get this up just a little bit. Ooh, I can hear it crackling. So I'm using a little combination of some peanut oil and some vegetable oil in here. Just some oils that I had. Typically when I make Chinese food, I will do peanut oil, but it's very expensive. So it's about $25 for maybe a gallon. So I will typically use that like in a stir fry, not necessarily to deep fry. You know?
Did you talk about what your 2 cans are for?
Ah, my 2 cans. So in a Chinese kitchen, they have the wok burner with the super, like, you know, the space shuttle burner. And the whole thing is surrounded by a trough with actually has water in it. And then they set up these 2, they call them bain-maries. And when they're frying something, they'll have a bain-marie with the frying oil, pour it into their wok. They'll do their frying, take a big scoop and scoop the product out, rest it on the bain-marie, and then they'll take the wok and pour the oil back into the bain-marie and pour it right over the product. All right, we're done here. I'm turning this down. And now, one at a time, we are going to slip these into the oil.
That's pretty cool.
Hopefully I'll be able to fit them all. Now the temperature of this oil is going to come down naturally because we're adding cold meat. Here's my little, and if I have to do this in 2 batches, I will. We don't want these to stick together. We want them nice and separate. Nice. Ooh, uh-oh. Got oil on my shoe. So it's very interesting. So when, you know, we think of jerky here in the West, we think of slicing thin, dehydrating. That's not what we're doing here. Let me get a better utensil for stirring this stuff up. So what we're looking to do here is to have this meat brown really nicely on the outside. We'll try and keep these separate because, now of course, Chef John has a much bigger wok, and you can certainly do this, you know, if you have a small deep fry, you can do it in batches. If you have a, you know, like a pot that would work better, you could do it like that. Let's see, you can see how this is already starting to turn brown. Exactly what you want.
And how long is this cooking oil?
So this is, the recipe, or Chef John did it for 10 minutes. So I'm going to let this go.
How do you know when it's done?
When they're really nice and brown. I'm going to check my temperature. See where we're at.
And Gina Marie Donata said, hi, Eric and Lynn.
Hi, Gina. I'll keep that in there so I can monitor. See if it doesn't get in the way too much. Nice. Probably could have gone with half of this, you know, so it would fry better, but hey, live and learn.
Did you put it all in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Put it all in.
It looks like it's fitting okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not boiling over. They're separated, not sticking together. Gotta be way higher. So I'm cranking it right now. All right. I'm gonna let that go. Why don't you come back over here? We'll talk about other ingredients, and then we'll go back.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So, other ingredients. Let me move my thermometer so I can see it from over there. Other ingredients we are using. So after we do this, I'm going to pour the oil out. You see me here? Hi. I'm going to pour the oil out. And we're going to put a little bit of oil back in. And we are going to put in some ginger. So I've got some ginger that we're going to slice. We'll do that now. Get that ready, our mise en place. So I've got a nice about 1-inch piece of ginger here. We're going to just cut it into slices. It's going to flavor the oil. All right, that's going to be ready to go in. So we're going to put the ginger. We're going to put scallions. And so I went to the Asian market and was looking for scallions. They usually have a deal like 3 bunches for $1 or something like that. But guess what? They didn't have them this time. But they had these. These are called scallion bulbs. Look at these things. Enormous. So where my recipe called for 4 scallions, I used one of these. And you just want to rough chop it into nice, you know, maybe 4-inch pieces. Because this is all just the flavor of the liquid that we're going to braise this in. So we're going to do the scallions. We're going to do cinnamon sticks. I got 2 cinnamon sticks in here. We got chilies. Some nice red dry Chinese chili. And we've got some star anise, that nice licorice flavor. Beautiful. And we're going to stir fry them until they're aromatic. Then we're going to add a little of the Zheng wine. We've used this before. It's a Chinese cooking wine, not to be confused with the cooking wine we use here that I will tell you never to buy. It's loaded with salt. This is completely different. This is a cooking wine. It's available in an Asian market. And then we're going to put the beef back in, stir fry for a little bit, and then we're going to add sugar, which I have here. This is a crystallized sugar, also available in Asian markets. We're going to put in soy sauce and some 5-spice powder that has also got a licorice flavor to it. Let me give this a quick stir, see how we're doing. Nice.
I'll come over and look at that with you.
All right, so some of them are getting nice and brown so far. Others are taking a little bit longer, but that's okay. That's why we got to do this for 10 minutes. It seems like a long time to deep fry something, but I trust Chef John. He knows what he's talking about. Where's my temperature? So it dropped down considerably, so I got this thing cranked.
You actually see the flame down here.
Yep, with my Walkman.
Yep.
So we're going to let that go. There we go. What else?
You've got a minute. Do you want to talk about your...
Yeah, let's talk about the prep deck. So this prep deck, we've talked about it before. Hopefully you've picked up that, I mean, this is a lifesaver for me. Everything is here instead of here, you know. Typically I have little bowls, little stuff all over the place. Not with the prep deck. The prep deck, I have my little cups that I can put my seasonings and spices in. I've got the what they call the small, so I can put some spices in, and these 2 small fit inside a large. So I could have, let's say, diced onions in here. I could also have these sitting on top, and I can put them in an order, which is important for Asian cooking, especially, put them in the order that I put them in the wok, which is great. So when I don't use the big ones, I can use them just to prop up my ingredients. And again, we have in the side here all of our attachments, a microplane, a juicer, a peeler, a mandolin, and a grater, all stored on board. And then I opted for the optional knife block. Someone was asking me about it the other day. So my knives can fit in here beautifully, and they get stored on board as well, like that. If you don't get the knife block, this drawer becomes a trash bin where you can just slide things in from the front, and it's a great thing. So for cooking, this thing is essential for me. For cooking Asian cuisine, Chinese food, Thai food, any of that, absolutely a necessity, essential. So you can go to my website, www.eatingwithcheferic.com, and in my favorite tools and ingredients, and you can find a link there. It'll get you all the information and tell you how to order one. And it is not super expensive. It is well worth. I think that right now the prep deck is $119. It is well worth the price for the time saving and for the organization that I get from the prep deck. So get yours today, for sure.
And also, it's on the title of the...
Okay, so the link, yes, the link is in the title of this video. I forgot. All right. You're coming along beautifully. Looking for a nice, deep, rich mahogany color. And we're not even trying to cook them here. We're really just trying to get a nice sear, because they'll be cooking for an hour and a half in the braising liquid. Fantastic. These are getting there. Almost there. Right now it's about 300. We do want it a little hotter, so it might take slightly longer. Yeah, and that's so far step one. Anybody have any questions about it? Any questions of other recipes that we've done? Feel free to ask. Lynn will field those questions. Since I have a little bit of time, hopefully you guys saw the cheesecake that we made. We'll be breaking into this puppy later. I might as well show it to you while we got some time to kill. So it's been in the refrigerator for overnight, and I want to show you how this recipe gives you a crack-free cheesecake.
That's just amazing.
So later, what we're going to do is we'll do a video, and we will do the big reveal of the cheesecake and see how we did. I'm pretty excited about it.
We did cheat, though.
Yes, I had a little extra batter and a little extra graham cracker crumbs. So I made 2 little individual ones, cooked them in a water bath. Phenomenal, super creamy, just like the recipe says.
We've got James Grill. He said, hello from France.
Ah, bonjour.
Hello, France.
All right. Look at these.
I'll say, and France is on tighter lockdowns than we are.
Yeah.
They're allowed to travel, at least in Strasbourg, they're allowed to travel only 1 kilometer from their home.
Wow. All right, guys. I'm going to call this. This is done. I'm going to shut the oil off. I'm going to, not the same tool that Chef John uses, but
he had a much bigger basket to put it in.
Much bigger basket. So typically what he would do is in one giant scoop, he would scoop all these out.
We have to do it in 1 giant scoop, or can we do it in a couple?
Yeah, I'm going to see what I can do here.
All right.
So he would scoop them out.
It looked amazing.
All right, that's exactly what you want. You want this really nice dark color. I love the word mahogany. So typically they would put it over the bin like this. in a Chinese situation. And I'm not going to attempt to pour this oil over it like they would, because it's just not big enough. So let me take these out, put these right on my tray. I'll put these on my tray. So, this is perfect. All right. Look at those, Lynn. All right,
Wow.
at this point,
Wow.
we'll take out my thermometer. And I am going to attempt.
Were you going to do that over the stove or like trash?
I'm going to do it over the stove. This is hot oil.
Mm.
And I'm a trained professional.
Okay, if I did that, it would have been all over the stove, over the floor.
So in a Chinese cooking setup, they would have that bain marie with the oil in there ready for the next time. You know, so an order comes in for General Tso's chicken, put the oil in, fry it up, drain it, dump it out. You get the idea. So let me dump all that out of there. So now you've got some fond in the bottom of this, which I like. And I am going to...
You're fond of fond?
I am fond of the fond, looking
So
for
here's the
my oil.
fonds. Which oil are you looking for?
I'm going to use a little peanut.
All right.
Got some right here.
And then a little picture of the meat again.
All right, I'm going to put a little bit of peanut oil in. That's a lot.
Can you get some out?
I can. All right, putting our flame back on. Medium high, because I don't want to burn my spices. And we're going to do ginger, scallions, chili, cinnamon sticks. Scallions. Bring this over here.
Okay. You want to put it on this one?
Sure. All right. Use the same spoon. All right.
Kevin's asking, what do you do with all the oil when you're done?
Let it cool, and if I think it's usable, I will use it. I'm going to take a little detour because I want to clean my wok because it's a little sticky on the bottom. Bamboo.
Don't know what it is.
Oh yeah. A very key thing to clean your wok with. A little bamboo brush.
So you determine whether or not it's usable or not. If it's not usable, then you basically have a container that you put it in and we dispose of it.
Yeah, once it's full, I'll dispose of it in the garbage. Never dump it down the sink. All right, good.
So that bamboo brush is fantastic.
Yep. All right, that's better.
So
Gonna put it on the flame. Let it dry out.
there's our empty sink.
And we're going to start from scratch.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Got the spatula out of the camera.
Dry wok. Almost.
Yeah. It works so much better if you would have dried it with a towel.
Yeah, this was more fun.
Alright.
All right. Medium high. A little bit of oil. All right. In we go. Ginger, scallion, chili, cinnamon. So ginger, scallions, chilies, cinnamon, just whole,
Oh wow.
just like that. Star anise. There we go. So there's our aromatic. That's going to flavor our stock. We're going to stir fry this for just a little bit. There's no garlic in here, so you can actually go a little bit of a higher temperature. If you had garlic in here, you'd want it to go, you know, medium high, because you don't want to burn the garlic. So you definitely want to kind of get some kind of char maybe on this. So let it go, crank it up. And you'll notice in a Chinese kitchen, they are constantly adjusting the heat. So when they want to stir fry real quick, they blast that burner on. When they want to now pour in some water, they'll turn it down and they'll bring the water to a boil, and then they'll turn it down to a simmer, which is what we're going to do. Nice. All right, I can see we're getting some color. All right.
And it smells really good in
And
here.
it smells awesome. We're going to add our Zheng wine. Like this. Turn the heat down a little bit. Nice. That's going to add more flavor. Gorgeous.
I'm expecting fire.
Beautiful. No, no fire. All right.
I even stepped back for that.
Okay, we're adding our beef. Well, not the paper towel. Just the beef. And now we're just going to toss it in our aromatics.
Oh,
How gorgeous does that look, huh? I'm loving this recipe already.
it looks amazing. Just the color of the meat.
Color of the meat, the brightness and the vibrance of the vegetables. All right, so I stir fried to combine. We're going to add the sugar. It's over here. We're going to add the soy sauce.
Okay, Judge, that looks yummy.
We are adding 5-spice powder. Toss. Oh my God, this looks so amazing.
One more thing that you do where I did have it all over the stove and the floor.
I got a little on the back wall, but that's okay. You can clean that. All right, turning it up. Now we are going to add water. And it's going to be enough. I just want to cover the meat by maybe a ½ inch. Like that. And leave the water here in case I need it along the way. This is what we want. Cranking the heat, bringing it to a boil. We're going to lower it to simmer. It's going to simmer for an hour and a half. Nice. I like this recipe already. Clean up my mess a little bit. All right.
It doesn't look like it was too hard.
No, it's very easy. Actually, the waiting for the software to work was the hardest part. It was ready hours ago. All right, so we are cranked.
So now it's cranked, and what do you do next time?
So I'm going to bring it to a boil.
Yep.
We're going to turn it down to a simmer, and I'm just going to let it go for 90 minutes.
And then what?
And then when we come back, I'll show you what we're going to do next.
Eat it.
So when we come back, it's actually going to, the liquid will be fairly reduced, not much left. We're going to crank the heat again, get it to its glaze, toss it around in the glaze, and then we're going to put it onto a parchment-lined tray like this, sheet pan. I'm going to brush it with a little bit of honey, and then we're going to put it in a 250-degree oven for about 15-20 minutes. At that point, they will be done. So I won't leave you waiting for this water to boil. We will bid you adieu. Thanks for joining us, guys. As always, you are why we do what we do. And I want you to please be well, eat well, be kind, be nice, love each other because we're all we have. And we'll see you in about an hour and a half. And if not, we'll see you on the next Grateful Chef video. Peace.